Hello everyone, it's Theme Park Avenue with a new park battle, and this is going to be another Six Flags fight. Battle of the two overlords, Six Flags Over Texas versus Six Flags Over Georgia. For every category won, the park will win 1 point. Most points wins. Let's begin. As usual, we will start with the inverts. Both of these are Batman the Ride clones. Now, I did have a more rough ride in Over Texas, and Over Georgia does have a better color scheme, but they are technically the same ride, and I only got one ride on each of these, so I don't know if it's really fair to judge. So I'll be giving both of them 1 point. Now for two great coasters that have beyond or vertical drops. Both rides are really intense, Mr. Freeze and Daredevil Dive. However, Mr. Freeze is faster and larger and has a few more memorable moments, so I'm going to give Over Texas the point, giving it the lead. Now for the mine trains. Dahlonega Mine Train at Over Georgia is a fun ride with a decent final drop, but Runaway Mine Train is my personal favorite Aero Mine Train for its amazing final drop, really good theming, and overall very intense ride, so Over Texas gets another point. Now for the wooden coasters. Judge Roy Scream at Over Texas is a bit bumpy, but has some good airtime. Great American Scream Machine does technically have airtime, I guess, but it's the most painful wooden coaster I've ever been on. I would never give it a point. The point goes to Over Texas. Now for the hyper coasters. Titan is a Galvanola, which is already a bad start, but it does have a very intense helix and another very intense helix, while Goliath has great airtime to add to its intensity, so of course, the B&M Hyper wins the challenge. And now for a battle between two kiddie coasters. We have Wile E. Coyote's Canyon Blaster, or Grand Canyon Blaster as they say there, and the Joker Funhouse. Both of them are very similar rides, but Joker Funhouse does have some really impressive theming for what it is, so it will be winning the point. Now for the Schwarzkopf Loopers. Shockwave and Mindbender. Most people would immediately go with Mindbender, and yes, I will too. It has a more spread out layout, more intensity, maybe not as much airtime as Shockwave, but I think the larger layout does make the ride a bit better. Only now it's called the Riddler Mindbender because they're really pushing the DC thing now. Whatever. Now for the final actual matchup of coasters, the RMCs, New Texas Giant and Twisted Cyclone. Both of these are normally considered lesser RMC coasters and not the best, but my first ride on New Texas Giant was blisteringly intense and easily put Wicked Cyclone in the doghouse. So I think New Texas Giant is definitely the better RMC. Over Texas is currently leading by 1 point, but now with the extra coasters, Over Georgia will earn 3 extra points for Superman Ultimate Flight, Georgia Scorcher, and Blue Hawk. However, Over Texas will be earning points for Aquaman Power Wave, which is fully constructed and would be open now if not for COVID, so that's why I'm counting it. The Joker, Mini Mine Train, Pandemonium, Runaway Mountain, and Lava Bora, giving it a 4-point lead. Now for the drop towers. So, Acrophobia, I hear that some people like it. It's like a stand-up drop tower sort of, but I thought it was actually really painful and I just really did not enjoy riding. While Superman Tower of Power wasn't alright, SNS, it's not amazing, but Acrophobia is bad, so I'll be giving another point to Over Texas. Now for flat rides. So Over Texas has 4 flat rides: Riddler's Revenge, Catwoman Whip, El Diablo, and Harley Quinn's Spinsanity, so they'll earn 4 points. And Over Georgia has 2. These are Pandemonium and Joker Chaos Coaster. Both of these, by the way, have super loops, just noting that. Now for the dark rides. So both of these have a Justice League Battle for Metropolis shooting ride. Those are pretty fun. However, Over Georgia also has Monster Mansion, which is, I hear, a very fun dark ride. I've not been on it yet, but that means Over Georgia will earn 2 points, while Over Texas only gets 1. Now for water rides. Both parks have a river rapids and a log flume, so they will both earn 2 points each. And now for other rides, seeing which one has more rides overall. So Over Texas has 45 rides, Over Georgia has 43, and the amount that are family-based, despite having 2 kids areas, Over Texas does have more. So Over Texas just barely earns this point. And now for the shows. Over Georgia does not really have any notable live shows. However, Over Texas does have the large Music Mill Amphitheater, which sometimes holds major concerts. So Over Texas earns the points. Now for the food. Neither park I've been to had really particularly interesting food that I really had to get something or really liked eating, but for actual selection, Over Texas does have a very good southwestern collection compared to Over Georgia, while Over Georgia is more or less just theme park food, so I'll be giving Over Texas this point. Now for the theming, neither park is the best at theming, but both do a good job by Six Flags standards. Over Georgia has plenty of nice buildings, however, Over Texas has some very impressive Texas scenery all around, and their Gotham City area is absolutely amazing. So I will be giving another point to Over Texas. Now for the layout. I think both parks have some flaws with the layout, like, as you see in Over Georgia, to get from Superman Ultimate Flight to Goliath, you have to take a really long walk down a path because it's sort of tucked away while the others are all a lot easier to access. And there's an area sort of hiding 2 of the DC coasters. However, Over Texas, I've always been bothered by how Titan and Judge Roy's Scream are so far from everything else, and how there are very complicated paths to get to the Gotham City area, so I'll be giving this point to Georgia. Now for the operating season. I'm sure there's some days when Georgia closes for cold temperatures, and Over Texas probably doesn't have that, but they're both at a similar latitude and longitude, so I'm gonna be saying they have similar seasons and they both will get points. And now for the prices. Over Texas is more expensive than Over Georgia for a day ticket, so Over Georgia will win this point. And finally, operations. Neither park is very different from the other, and neither park has one particular ride that's always breaking down, really, so I'm gonna give them both a point here. Despite many ties, our winner is Six Flags Over Texas. I personally agree with this, but let me know in the comments below which one you guys think should have won and why. And thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. Like it if you enjoyed it. Subscribe so you know when I make another park battle or some more news, because there's a very interesting story that I'll be making soon. I will see you guys next time.